welcome to the Loaded Cannon. Hit the like button if your team is top of the league, and I don't want to hear anything in the comments about games in hand. Yeah, I know. I'm just going to enjoy it whilst I can and live in hope that somehow something goes our way with Man City. But yeah, listen, it's an interesting one today because we've won the game, and obviously we're all happy that we've won the game. But I feel like because we've won it, and we weren't like too nervous about it, we never entered that stage in the 90 minutes where we were considering anything other than winning the game because we had scored the goal fairly early in the first half. The thing is, imagine if we didn't win the game today. And this is where I feel like the players deserve credit for the performance today because yeah, it wasn't a great game. Let's not pretend that it was, but it was massively important to just make sure we get the 3 points, and we did that without too many nerves, and we had decent control over the game. We haven't won in 3 games. If we hadn't won today, that would be no win in 4 games, including Champions League, obviously, and 2 Premier League games, a defeat and a draw or a loss had we not won today. And people started talking about Arsenal falling apart, crisis mode. All of the vultures out there would have been out circling to attack us and to really get us and criticize the team and the mentality and the character. So actually, when you think about the fact that we won, it just, no one says much. But there was that dynamic today that had we not won, it would have been absolute carnage. Back papers, other fans, all of it, you name it, you can imagine what it would have been like, pundits laying into them. So for the players, there was a lot of pressure today. And I think Mikel Arteta made the right decision. I did that in my fantasy team as well. I put in Trossard because I thought, I'm sure he's going to start. He deserves to start. I thought Martinelli wasn't good enough against Bayern. And actually, he's been a little bit off par for a lot of the season, actually, but especially recently. And currently, our stars, they're not shining. Saka, Ødegaard, for so long have been unbelievable this season. And obviously, Ødegaard got that nice goal today, but he hasn't quite been his usual self, and he sets very high standards. He's still been good, but not sort of like the one guy that you just see absolutely dominating the game all the time. So, yeah, I think we needed Trossard today, and I've said this so many times that he is the best instinctive finisher in our entire club. And today he showed that because I think he was hard done by. If you were watching the game in the UK, the tone of the commentators and even like the pundits afterwards with Jamie Carragher, sorry, not Jamie Carragher, Jimmy Redknapp talking to Trossard after the game, they were talking about sort of a bit of a lucky contact and that sort of thing. What Trossard did, yeah, there was an element of luck involved, but he's aiming into that part of the goal. The fact that it's gone top bins and sort of where it's coming for his foot, yeah, there is an element of luck, but he's not aiming near post and it's gone far post or something. He's not got a massive deflection on it. He knows that he has to cut across that ball, and he knows that he sort of has to do it with his toe. Trossard is just that good of a finisher. And I think if you got into a conversation with him about, did you mean that goal? He'd say, yeah, I meant like 80% of it, I meant 75% of it, something like that. He meant the vast majority of it. So I'm not going to take this narrative, this line that it was just a swing of the foot and happened to go in. No, he knew what he was doing. He's a very, very, very good instinctive finisher. And I thought he did really, really well today in his positional awareness because, and obviously this must have come from management, because we know Gabriel Jesus is not always in the right place at the right time as a striker. And I felt like Havertz did it less today, so I think the onus was given to Trossard to do it, but to not just be sort of on the left-hand side, to come inside and make sure that when Jesus is doing his thing in the way that he plays the game, that Trossard is almost that false nine, even though we've got a 9 on the pitch, and to support as a second 9. And I thought that ultimately that's how the goal came, and I thought he did that really, really well all game. So Trossard, yeah, listen, as far as I'm concerned, he should play in the next game as well. He starts in the next game against Chelsea because he did really, really well today. The only thing is, Martinelli against Chelsea, there's something about that. He gives me confidence in that game. And obviously we want Martinelli to get back in his stride and get back on form. So that's the only voice in my head that says to me, oh no, maybe just play Martinelli against Chelsea. Maybe it's a team that he favours or likes playing against. He's got confidence against because of his track record, and that could turn him. So let me know in the comments below who would you start against Chelsea, Trossard or Martinelli? Now, another reason why the team deserves a bit of credit today, this was our 6th game in 18 days. Listen, man, I'm old, but if you ask me to play 6 times in 18 days, I'll probably struggle a little bit, and that's nowhere near this level, is it? So, then again, I'm nowhere near the fitness. But listen, it's tough on anyone to play that long, 90-minute games with that level of intensity that regularly. So the team are holding up well, and I feel like the performance today was definitely reflective of the very busy schedule we've had recently. It was reflective of the fact that we haven't been getting wins. Our last 3 games, no win. And, maybe reflective of a team that isn't in their best moment, sort of attacking wise, in terms of things just clicking for them. So today was never, ever, in my head, I wasn't tuning in to watch Arsenal entertain me and put on a really, really good footballing display. I was watching Arsenal today to look for a reaction, to look for some character, to look for a team that's saying, look, we are going to make this go down to the wire. If you're going to win this league, you have to win it. We're not going to lose it. That's the key for me right now, because it just sort of pains me a little bit that Man City, they did not expect last weekend, after they beat Luton, I think it was, to end up top of the table. And it's almost like, oh, yeah, okay, fine, fell on our lap. I don't want Arsenal to do that again. If Man City do go and win this league, or even if Liverpool do it, then again, Liverpool can't, provided we do everything we need to do. So yeah, Man City, if they go and win the league, I want it to be Arsenal pushing them every step of the way, and they had to win every single game. Because if Man City do slip up, then I'm going to be livid if we drop points. And I know that's a tough ask, because this game was one that I always expected to win. We've still got Chelsea, Man United, and Tottenham. And, they're going to be very, very difficult games. The only thing, though, today, with Man City getting through to the FA Cup final, that's on the 25th of May. They've got Tottenham on the 14th of May. They've got West Ham on the 19th of May. Tottenham and West Ham, they're not bad. They're not bad teams. They're teams that can cause trouble on their day. Yeah, they're not going to do any damage in a serious way to any serious trophy. But look, you still have to come up against them and beat them. And with Man City, Tottenham as well, there's that interesting dynamic there that Tottenham seem to just be able to do something against them, and it's at White Hart Lane, the old toilet bowl. So look, maybe, just maybe, if I'm looking at Man City fixtures, that's a fixture that I look at and think, something could happen there. And Arsenal have to be there. We have to be ready to pounce. Given that Man City are in the FA Cup final, and they've got 14th and 19th, and the 25th is the FA Cup final, they'll want to do the double. Don't get me wrong. So they'll have an eye on that FA Cup final, and hopefully it's just enough of a distraction. But I'm probably reaching here. Let me know in the comments below. Look, do you think there's a chance? I feel like it's very, very slim. I just want us to see the season out with pride. I hope, in a way, that now that we're not leading the race, there's slightly less pressure on us. But look, we did the business today. That's all we can do. Massive game on Tuesday. Looking forward to that. So I'll see you then. Up the Arsenal.